The Australian Open crowd froze when Novak Djokovic, usually ice-cold under pressure, suddenly let his emotions spill over in a flash of frustration that sent shockwaves around the stadium and across social media. In a split second that felt far longer, the 10-time champion struck a ball away in anger, and it flew toward a ball girl, instantly turning an already tense match into a full-blown controversy. What should have been a routine moment of venting became something far more serious, placing Djokovic dangerously close to the unthinkable. Disqualification from the tournament he has dominated like no other. The reaction inside the arena was immediate and uneasy. A collective gasp rippled through the stands as fans realized what had just happened. Players are warned from their earliest days on tour that striking a ball in frustration carries consequences, especially when it endangers someone on court. Everyone remembered past incidents, moments when a single lapse in judgment ended a star's tournament in brutal fashion. That history hung heavily in the air as officials moved quickly, eyes fixed on the ball girl, then on Djokovic, then on one another. Djokovic's face told its own story. The fire that had fueled his outburst gave way to visible concern as he grasped the seriousness of the situation. He knew the rulebook. He knew how thin the line was between a warning and an outright default. The crowd buzzed with nervous energy, phones lifted, commentators scrambling to process what they were seeing in real time. For a player who has built a career on control, resilience, and mental toughness, this was a rare moment where the mask slipped. Officials gathered, their discussion stretching the pause into something agonizing. Every second felt like a verdict waiting to be delivered. Fans debated loudly in the stands and even louder online. Some argued it was an accident, an emotional reaction with no malicious intent. Others insisted the rules are clear and that intent doesn't always matter when safety is involved. Comparisons flooded into previous high-profile defaults that stunned the tennis world, reigniting old debates about consistency, fairness, and accountability at the highest level of the sport. As the ball girl was checked and reassured, attention swung back to Djokovic. The Serbian star stood still, hands on hips, absorbing the gravity of the moment. This wasn't just about one match or one tournament run. It was about reputation, legacy, and the fine margins that separate champions from cautionary tales. One decision from the chair umpire and tournament supervisors could have rewritten the entire Australian Open storyline in an instant. The tension was suffocating. Commentators dissected every angle of the incident, replaying the footage, analyzing Djokovic's body language, and speculating about the likely outcome. Fans who had come to watch greatness were suddenly witnessing vulnerability. The Australian Open, a stage where Djokovic has so often appeared untouchable, had flipped the script and reminded everyone that even legends are bound by the same rules as everyone else. When the verdict finally came, relief and disbelief mixed in equal measure. Djokovic avoided immediate disqualification, but the incident left a mark that couldn't be erased. The warning alone felt like a narrow escape, a reminder of how quickly things can unravel at this level. The match resumed, but the atmosphere had changed. Every move Djokovic made afterward was watched more closely, every reaction scrutinized. The crowd, once roaring with unconditional support or opposition, now murmured with caution. The fallout didn't stop when play continued. Social media exploded within minutes, clips spreading like wildfire, hot takes multiplying by the second. Supporters rushed to defend him, pointing to the intensity of competition and the human side of elite athletes. Critics were just as vocal, arguing that star status should never soften the application of the rules. The incident became more than a moment. It became a talking point that dominated headlines and discussions far beyond the confines of Rod Laver Arena. For Djokovic, the episode served as a stark reminder of the razor-thin margins that define life at the top. He has built a career on pushing limits, thriving under pressure, and turning adversity into fuel. But this time, adversity was self-inflicted, and the lesson was unmistakable. One uncontrolled second nearly derailed a campaign that had been months, even years, in the making. As the tournament rolled on, the question lingered, what does this mean for Djokovic's Australian Open run? Would the scare sharpen his focus, forcing him into an even tighter mental discipline? Or would the weight of the controversy linger, adding an extra layer of pressure to every high-stakes moment ahead? Opponents surely took note, sensing that even the most decorated champion can be rattled. In the end, the incident became a powerful snapshot of sport at its most raw. It showed how quickly triumph can teeter toward disaster, how emotion can override experience, and how the rules exist to protect everyone on court, regardless of status. Djokovic walked away still in the tournament, but not unscathed. The warning echoed louder than any point penalty, serving as a cautionary tale written in real time under the brightest lights. The Australian Open has always been a place where drama thrives, where champions are tested not just by opponents but by themselves. This moment, shocking and uncomfortable, added another chapter to that tradition. It reminded fans why tennis can be so unforgiving and so compelling at the same time. One swing of the racket nearly changed everything, and the world watched, breath held, as history almost took a very different turn.